today in this lecture, we are going to discuss about equalization techniques, two techniques specifically that we have not discussed in our previous class. In the previous class, we have discussed about all the basic of what is an equalizer, how an equalizer handles intersymbol interference, and what is the practical limitation of an equalizer in terms of noise enhancement. We have also studied different classification of equalizers. Specifically, we have studied all the linear equalizers, that is zero forcing, MMSE, and adaptive equalizers. So all these were linear equalizers that we have completed understanding, discussion, comparison, performance analysis. All of these we have completed in a previous lecture. Today in this lecture, we are going to focus our discussion on the only topic which is left in your equalizer, which is your nonlinear equalizer types. We will compare the performance of linear equalizer with nonlinear equalizer, why nonlinear equalizers are needed, that we are going to discuss in today's lecture. And we are going to study two types of nonlinear equalizers. One is decision feedback equalizer and the other is maximum likelihood sequence estimation equalizers. Then we will compare all the different types of equalizers, like starting to end, whatever the equalizers are there in the syllabus. We'll compare the performance of all the types of equalizers and we will see which one is better in which scenario. Okay. So to start with, let us start with the basic introduction of what is a nonlinear equalizer and how this nonlinear equalizer is different compared to your linear equalizers. So the basic understanding is nonlinear equalizers uses few blocks in your estimation. Estimation means in regeneration of the transmitted signal at the receiver side. Okay. So nonlinear equalizer uses three blocks basically. One is the decision block, second is the feedback block, and it uses something which is called sequence estimation block. So if you remember, if I compare this nonlinear equalizer lineup with linear equalizer lineup, so linear equalizer had decision block, it had feedback block. Decision block does what basically in any type of equalizer? Decision block actually is a comparator circuit. It will compare and it will generate a signal which is called an error signal. This error signal is nothing but comparison of the transmitted signal, that is your decay, that is your actual symbol which is being transmitted, with the symbol which is regenerated at the receiver side after the multipath effect at the output of the equalizer. So this is my transmitted symbol and this is my received symbol. Okay. So the difference between the transmitted and the received symbol is generated as the error signal at the decision block. Okay. So this error signal, the value of this error signal will decide what would be the feedback to the equalizer. So if the value of your error signal is high, then the feedback signal will be sent to the equalizer weights and the multiplication factor, that is called omega k or wk. So this was your multiplication factors or constant weights which were added with the received symbol at the receiver side at the input of your equalizer. So based on the value of your error signal, what is happening? If the error value is very, very high, then we will optimize the value of the multiplication factor or coefficients accordingly. If error value is low, then we will change the value. We will do precise tuning of the coefficient, and if the error value is high, then we will do larger variation of the constant factors. So that correction factor, optimization factor, or the new value of weighting coefficients or multiplication factor is decided based on the error signal or error between the transmitted and the received symbol. That amount of error will decide what would be the constant factor, multiplication factor. Okay, so these two blocks, decision and feedback, were present in your linear equalizers as well. But in non-linear equalizer, in addition to this decision and feedback, we have another block which is called sequence estimation, or another part of nonlinear equalizer is it performs sequence estimation instead of one symbol estimation. So what is a sequence actually? A sequence means a transmission of, suppose I'm transmitting digital data 4:1. So what is the sequence of transmission signal then? So if I'm transmitting this signal in time, so this is my transmitted signal. So if I'm transmitting this, I'm actually transmitting a pulse train. Okay. So I'm transmitting 4 pulses here. All are 1. That means all the symbols that I'm transmitting is 1, 1, 1 and 1. So this is my transmit sequence. So what is a sequence? Sequence is a collection of symbols. How many symbols are there? 1, 2, 3 and 4. So in this case, my transmit sequence is having 4 bits of data or 4 symbols of data. Clear? So at the receive side, when I'm estimating this transmitted signal, instead of doing one symbol estimation at a time, the equalizer will perform the entire sequence estimation. Entire sequence means what is my future data that is transmitted and it is received. So this is dk plus 1. So this is a additional delay dk plus 1. This is the current symbol that is being transmitted, that is dk, and these two are your past symbol. Past means already transmitted. Okay. So when you're transmitting a signal or a symbol sequence, you are actually transmitting this one by one. So first we will transmit dk minus 1, then we will transmit dk minus 2 first, then dk minus 1, then we will transmit dk, and then we will transmit dk plus 1. So your current symbol that is being transmitted is your dk. All the past symbols are indicated with minus 1, minus 2 like this. And all the future symbols, future means after this current symbol, what is the next symbol in lineup that I'm going to transmit. So this is my future symbol. So all future symbols will be indicated by plus terms. So we will have dk plus 1, we will have dk plus 2. So like this, you will have different symbols in your sequence. Clear? So what are we doing here? So when we are transmitting digital data, we are actually transmitting a pulse or a sequence of pulses. So when I'm transmitting a sequence, non-linear equalizers, they are able to mitigate, or they are able to handle very high or severe inter-symbol interference in the wireless propagation channel using the technique which is called sequence estimation. Okay, so this is the unique factor compared to your linear equalizer. So in linear equalizer, we are doing one symbol estimation at a time. That means if I'm transmitting dk, I will be estimating only how dk will be received at the receiver. So my error would be dk minus dk cap. This is my linear equalizer formula. But in case of non-linear equalizers, we will be estimating all the symbols. That means with respect to my present symbol, I will be estimating what was my past symbol that was transmitted, what would be my future symbols that would be transmitted, and how ISI or inter-symbol interference will affect both my past transmitted signal and my present transmitted signal. So this is my present. So at present or currently, I am transmitting this symbol. This is my past transmitted, that means already transmitted. And this plus 1 is my future transmitted symbol. Okay. So how inter-symbol interference is going to affect all these pulses in the transmit sequence. Now, why is nonlinear equalizer doing sequence estimation? We need to understand that. Why? Because when we are having intersymbol interference, this means there is time delay. That means there is spreading of symbols in time. Spreading of symbols in time means sequence number, symbol number 4 will be expanding in time. At the receiver side, you will have something like this. So instead of this symbol 4, we will be receiving a wider symbol at the receiver side. So this symbol 4, that means your dk minus 2 will be interfering with the previous symbol here. So the previous symbol was dk minus 3. That means the previous symbol already transmitted here in the transmit sequence. So dk minus 2 is interfering with dk minus 3. Now if I do this in a different color, so dk minus 1 is interfering with dk minus 2. So if I compare dk minus 1 is the current symbol that is being transmitted, it is interfering with the past symbol dk minus 2. So what is the interference here? The interference is the overlapping area with the previous symbol. So what is happening here? One symbol during transmission is affected by the previous symbol as well as the future, that is upcoming symbol as well. Okay, that means currently if I'm transmitting symbol number 2, then symbol number 2 is overlapping with symbol number 3 and it is also overlapping with symbol number 1. So what are the two overlapping areas? It is having two overlapping zones where intersymbol interference will be observed. Clear? So two zones is one here and one here. So symbol number 2 is presently that I am transmitting with the transmitting antenna. But the receiver will be receiving overlapping of symbol number 2 with already received symbol, symbol number 3. That was there in the transmit sequence. So dk minus 1 is your past symbol. Okay, so this is your past symbol. And some portion of your current symbol is interfering with your future symbol. Future means the next symbol to be transmitted. So there are two zones here, one with the future symbol, one with the past symbol. That is why I need to estimate the effect of ISI over the entire sequence of transmit signal instead of doing only one symbol at a time. That means if I do one symbol at a time, if I calculate error for one symbol at a time, only doing for digital data 1, then I may not be able to do or handle severe intersymbol interference. Why? Because when I'm doing one symbol interference, I'm focusing on only the current symbol that is being transmitted. But in scenarios where the channel is having severe interference, then sequence estimation will help you or will help the equalizer to understand the amount of error caused due to the all the symbols in the transmit. All the symbols means for this symbol transmission, that means the second symbol transmission, what was the effect with the past symbol and what is the effect of the future symbol on this. So there is two types of error that is being estimated here. What are the two types of error? If I change my color, the two types of error is the error due to my future pulse and the error due to my past already transmitted signal. So there is two types of error here. Error due to future pulse, error due to past pulse. So I need to estimate this entire error for each of the pulses in the transmit sequence. only then I will be able to correctly estimate what is the error introduced by the channel in the multipath propagation due to multipath effect. Okay, so this is why non-linear equalizer is performance is better compared to your linear equalizers. Clear? So in your non-linear equalizers, in your syllabus, you have two types of non-linear equalizers. One is called decision feedback equalizer and the other one is called maximum likelihood sequence estimation. In place of sequence, you can also have symbol detection. Symbol means when I'm focusing on one symbol at a time, but in both the cases, I will be estimating or I will be calculating the error which is experienced by the entire sequence, not just on one symbol. Even if I'm transmitting one symbol at a time, I will be estimating the error effect due to ISI of entire sequence on that one symbol. Okay, so you can have three types, but we are going to study two main types, that is 1 and 2 here. So nonlinear equalizer, what is the summary of nonlinear equalizer in just one line? Nonlinear equalizer are very, very powerful equalizers which are able to handle severe intersymbol interference in the multipath propagation channel. Why? Because they not only have a decision block, they not only have a feedback block, but they also have a technique of estimating errors due to the entire sequence of transmitted signal. So what is the error of the past symbols and what is the effect of the future symbol on the current symbol being transmitted? So the entire sequence estimation is being done when I'm transmitting the signal. Okay. So signal means all the pulses that I'm transmitting here. So if I have 4-bit pulse, so I will have all sequence means all the bits that are being transmitted. Clear? So we will start with the first classification, which is your decision feedback equalizer. So decision feedback equalizer means what? Decision feedback equalizer is a type of nonlinear equalizer which uses the past decisions. Past decision means I have already calculated for each symbol. We are going to calculate the error. Okay. So what is the error? Error is nothing but the transmitted symbol minus the received symbol. So for each of the symbol that I am transmitting, I will calculate the value of the error here. So for entire sequence means if I'm having 4 bits, I will be doing error calculation for each of the 4 bits. And based on these past decisions, we will be using this past decision values of error to estimate and remove the intersymbol interference in the present symbol that is being transmitted. Clear? So what are we doing? We are utilizing the past error values, all the error values for all the different types of symbols that was already transmitted. So suppose if I'm transmitting the current symbol as dk, okay, I have already transmitted dk minus 1, I have already transmitted dk minus 2. So all this is previous or past symbols. So I've already transmitted these two symbols. So this is a comma actually. Okay, so I've already transmitted these two symbols. Now, for transmitting these two symbols, the amount of intersymbol interference for each of this symbol, that means for dk minus 2, I must have calculated the error value. For dk minus 1, I must have estimated the error value. So I will have error value, suppose E2 here, and error value, suppose E1 here for this transmission. So when I'm transmitting this current symbol at this present moment, I will use all my past decision. Past decision means past error estimations that were done and what was the correction factor implemented by the equalizer. Correction factor means what was the updated value of the multiplication factor WK. Okay, so all the previous past decision means previous symbols that were transmitted during that, what was the error value? That error value would be taken into consideration, and current are all the future symbols that I'm going to transmit. Current means dk, future means dk plus 1. Okay, so I'm transmitting dk and future means dk plus 1. So any kind of present and future symbol that I'm transmitting, this previous decision of all the previous symbols in the transmit sequence will be used to estimate the inter-symbol interference for the current and the future symbols, and the effect will be subtracted so that the error value can be optimized. That means it can be made as small as possible. Clear? So in simple words, we are using past decisions, the error value estimation and the past symbols that were transmitted and received at the receiver side. What was the decision already done for that? What was the error estimation? How the error estimation was cancelled using the equalizer for the past symbols. Based on that, the decision will be done for present and future symbols. The ISI will be estimated and it will be subtracted by optimizing the value of the constant multiplication factor omega k or wk. Now, in this decision feedback equalizer or nonlinear equalizer, especially we are using two types of filter. One is called feed forward filter and the other one is called feedback filter. Clear? So there are actually two steps involved in your estimation for your equalizer basically. So the first one is estimating the using the feed forward filter. The first step is when the received signal is received. So signal received means when I'm transmitting the pulses. So when the pulse is received or the symbol is received at the receiver side, it will first pass through the feed forward filter. Based on the estimation that is done in this feed forward filter, so we will have some multiplication factors, we will have some constant factors, some estimation being done to handle the ISI of the received signal. Now based on this estimation of error and how that error is handled, some decision will be done for the symbol estimation. So decision means I will compare the estimated output. So output of feed forward filter would be some estimation value of the transmitted signal. So estimation means all the cap values. So dk cap. So this estimated symbol will be taken into your decision device. The decision device will compare this value with the transmitted signal, actual transmitted signal. It will compare the error value, and based on this error value, it will take a decision for that transmitted symbol. So that symbol will be received at the decision will be done by the decision device. Now, there is a second step involved in this decision feedback equalizer. What is the second step? After this present symbol has been estimated, the error has been done, the inter-symbol interference has been handled, this decision of how this inter-symbol interference was handled for this transmitted symbol is actually fed back. Fed back means it is sent back as a feedback. So my past decision, so in this case, this decision is acting as the past decision. The past decision is then sent back to the feed forward filter, and the estimate of the past decision is fed into this feed forward filter using the feedback filter, and we are trying to cancel the inter-symbol interference efficiently. So every symbol in the transmit sequence, the entire sequence, we are doing this step again and again. So we are doing step number 1. We are calculating the error using the feed forward filter. We are taking the decision. Based on this decision in step number 2, this decision is fed back. It is acting as a feedback to my first filter where the previous decision was already done. Based on this previous decision, the feedback filter will send it back and will optimize the error value and will try to estimate the error in the future symbols. So we can actually cancel inter-symbol interference for the future symbols effectively. So basic block diagram of your decision feedback equalizer is this. given here. So in this block diagram, you have two sections. One section where you have the feed forward filter section, and the other section where you have the feedback filter section. Okay, so if you have to draw this block diagram, clearly remember this: there is one section which handles the feed forward section and the other section which handles the feedback section. Both of them, combined effect of both these sections, actually make the decision feedback equalizer. So if you see here, the input signal for this equalizer is your received signal at the receiver side. So you have different types of received signals: yk plus n1, yk plus n1 minus 1. So yk minus n1, n2, like this, all the different types of symbols: past symbols, present symbol, and future symbols. All the symbols in the received signal are received here at the receiver side. So I'm transmitting the current symbol, that is dk, for, and the received counterpart is yk. Past symbols are yk minus n, n2, n1 and n2. And future symbols are yk plus n1, yk plus n2, like this. So all the different types of symbols, present, past and future, they are combined together at the receiver side. They're multiplied with a constant multiplication factor. So in this case, instead of using wk, we are utilizing c, coefficients of value c. Okay, so in feed forward filter, the constant multiplication factor for decision feedback equalizer, which is a part of your non-linear equalizer, it utilizes constant factors, multiplication factors denoted by c minus n1, c n1 minus 1, c0, c n1 n2 minus 1, like this, all the constant multiplication factors. Now after this multiplication, every single element or every single symbol in the transmit sequence is added up. So entire sequence is generated here. Okay, all the past, present and future, they are added to create the current transmitted signal. So entire sequence of transmit signal is estimated here. So estimation is done as dk cap. So this estimation is now fed to the comparator or the decision block. So this is your decision block actually. The decision block will take the decision based on the error optimization, and it will generate the output as the estimated transmitted sequence or symbol at the receiver side. Clear? Now, this is your feed forward section. Now, what is the utility of the feedback section? The feedback section will take this estimated value of this received signal, the decision or the error estimation that was done by feed forward filter. It will take this value, it will regenerate this estimation here, and it will feed back this decision back to your feed forward filter. So the previous decision that was taken by the feed forward filter, the error estimation, is actually sent back to your first filter using this feedback filter here, and this estimation of the past symbol is used to estimate the ISI or the error in the current symbol that is being handled by the equalizer. Okay, so here we are utilizing the past decision, and we are feeding it back to estimate the intersymbol interference of the current symbol. So entire sequence of the transmit is being used here for estimation in the nonlinear equalizer, which is your decision feedback equalizer. So there are two blocks. One is the feed forward block and the other one is the feedback block. Okay, so both of them are needed for handling the ISI of the entire transmit sequence. Entire transmit sequence means when I'm transmitting the current one, what is the estimate of ISI for the previous transmitted signal, and what is the estimate of ISI for the future transmitted signal. Okay, so this is another block diagram, much more simplified block diagram of your decision feedback equalizer. So if you see here, received signals are received. This is generic block diagram. This is much more detailed block diagram. So in this case, the input is your received signal, samples or pulses or symbols. This is fed through your feed forward filter. The output of the feed forward filter is now fed to the decision block. The decision block will take the decision and the output would be estimated or generated. This output is actually fed to the feedback filter. Here, the feedback filter will compare the previous error signal and it will send this to the feedback filter, feed forward filter here. So it is sending this value to the feed forward filter. It is estimating the current, the ISI of the current symbol, and this decision is being done for the current symbol. So previous decisions are utilized to correct the intersymbol interference of the present and the future pulses. So this is how your feed forward filter and feedback filter are utilizing the past decisions and estimating the ISI of the entire transmit sequence instead of doing it one symbol at a time. Okay. So in your decision feedback equalizer, basically, if I want to summarize this, the whole operation, we are focusing on ISI or intersymbol interference. When I'm transmitting a symbol dk is my present transmit symbol. I am focusing on the previous transmitted symbol error decisions, and I am focusing on the future transmit symbols that would be transmitted through the same channel. So what would be the ISI for the future? I'm going to estimate those ISI based on the decision which is already taken for the past symbols in the equalizer. Okay. So if I want to classify the intersymbol interference based on the sequence of the transmit pulse, I am going to classify this ISI in two categories. One is called precursor and the other is called post-cursor ISI. What is pre? Pre means future symbols. Post means past symbols. So pre means future. Future means ISI, which is going to be affecting my future pulses. What are my future pulses? Dk plus 1, dk plus 2 or dk plus 3, like this. All the plus factors which are there in my transmit signal. Okay. So pre means future symbols. So I need to estimate the amount of intersymbol interference in my future symbols using my past decision. What are the past decision? Past decision is called the post cursor ISI. Post cursor ISI means when I'm transmitting my past symbols, what was the error that was estimated by the equalizer in the feed forward filter section, and that error is actually fed to the feedback section and then passed on to the feed forward section when we are doing future symbol estimation. Clear? So pre means future, post means past symbol. We are going to use the past symbol decisions to correct the future symbol ISI. This is what is there in your decision feedback equalizer. So in decision feedback equalizer, two filters, feed forward filter and feedback filter. Feed forward filter will receive the signals and it will remove the ISI before the decision is done for the future symbols, and feedback filter is for already detected symbols. Already detected means past symbols, dk minus 1, dk minus 2, dk minus 3. All the minus terms in the received side will be there in the feedback filter section, and all the plus terms will be there in the feed forward filter section. So this will do precursor and this will do post cursor. Okay. So all the past symbol error estimation will be done in the feedback filter side and they will be subtracted from the current received signal in the feed forward filter section. So your DFE output is being written in this equation form. It has two factors because it has two filters. So one filter section is the feed forward filter section. The equation for this is this one. where we are actually utilizing the feed forward filter coefficient value, and yk minus 1 is my received signal here. And in this feedback filter section, we are having feedback filter coefficients written as f of I, and dk minus I is the previously detected signal or past symbols that was transmitted in the transmit sequence. Okay, so remember this: feed forward means future symbols, feedback means past symbols. So ISI in past symbols, ISI in future symbols. How they are handled in throughout the sequence of the transmit pulse. So the role of feed forward filters in DFE, they are utilized for correcting the ISI, or the amount of ISI which is present in the precursor or the future symbols. So we are planning to detect the symbol that is currently being transmitted, estimate the error, use this error decision to correct the ISI of the future symbol that is being transmitted. Okay, that is the role of feed forward filter. So we are going to detect ISI for the past symbols which are used. This past symbol estimations are then going to be fed back to the feed forward mode, which will be estimating the ISI for the future symbols. So feed forward is for future ISI and feedback is for past ISI, means past symbols ISI. Okay. Okay. So let us take one example to understand how this decision feedback equalizer will work for your signal transmission. Suppose my signal that is being received at the receiver side, at the input of the equalizer is a nonlinear equalizer, which is a decision feedback equalizer. So in this case, if this is my received signal, then what is the value of the where the feed forward filter will act, and on which symbol the feedback filter will work? How will you understand? So in this case, if this is my question, that this is my received signal, now tell me which section will be handled, or which symbol will be handled by feed forward filter and which section will be handled by feedback filter. So if dk is my present symbol that is being transmitted, then what is my future ISI symbol? The future ISI is because of k plus 1 term. So k plus 1 is my future symbol and k minus 1 is my past symbol. So past symbol is handled by feedback filter and future symbol ISI is handled by feed forward filter. So all the k plus 1 will be handled by feed forward filter, and all the k minus 1, k minus 2, all the negative terms will be handled by feedback filter. So the ISI in the past symbols will be cancelled by feedback filter. The ISI of the future symbols will be estimated by the feed forward filter. Okay. So what is the advantage and disadvantage of decision feedback equalizer or nonlinear equalizer? So here, decision feedback equalizer, it cancels out errors due to ISI as well as noise. It does not enhance it does not enhance the noise here, but it would cancel the effect of the intersymbol interference by handling the entire sequence estimation of error. So ISI over the entire transmit sequence, that will be estimated both on the past and the future, and we are going to utilize this for handling better or strong intersymbol interference or deep fading scenarios. Okay, so this has the primary advantage is this. So it avoids noise enhancement compared to your linear equalizers like zero forcing equalizers, because it does not simply invert the channel, but it does much more complex operation. So what is the disadvantage? The disadvantage is, first, the complexity is very high. Second primary disadvantage is, suppose you are doing some erroneous estimation. Suppose you are doing some estimation and there is some error in the estimation. That error will be taken up by the feedback filter. So if there is some error here, that error will be taken up by the feedback filter. This feedback filter will send it to the feed forward filter, and we will keep on doing wrong estimation. So this is called error propagation. That means if I do one small mistake in doing past symbol estimation, the feedback filter will take that error and keep on propagating it with the feed forward filter for all the future symbol ISI estimation. So what is happening? My wrong past decision is going to cause wrong ISI cancellation. That means I will not be able to handle ISI in my future symbols correctly. So this is my propagation, error propagation problem that can happen in your decision feedback equalizer. Because of this small error in one step, it will keep on going on in loops. Okay. So till this point, we have completed the discussion on decision feedback equalizer, which is a non-linear equalizer. In your syllabus, you also have maximum likelihood sequence estimation equalizer, which is another type of non-linear equalizer. So we have completed linear, non-linear, one type we have completed. In my next presentation, next lecture, I will cover this final topic of your non-linear equalizer, which is your maximum likelihood sequence estimation equalizer. How this is different from your decision equalizer. Then we will compare all the types of your equalizers in my upcoming slides, upcoming lecture.